Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
And welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Henson. And this week, get back into the swing of things. Took a couple weeks off over the holidays. You may not be able to tell, my voice is a little raspy. Just the fun of winter and the changing temperatures, especially here in North Carolina, where it can swing 40 degrees between night and day. Sometimes is just crazy. But we're back into it. 2023 is here. Really excited for all of the things that are happening this year. I have written the 2023 Legal Marketing Trends Report. The data has been collected. The numbers are in. And it was really interesting to see just how the numbers played out this year. We had twice as many participants in the survey as we did last year. And I was a little worried, honestly, that big of a growth in participation would really skew the numbers from last year's survey. And I was very surprised to see that things did not change much, right? Like the sample size that we took last year proved to be a really good cross-section of lawyers from across the country. We doubled it. And I think that really just verified and validated a lot of the numbers that we came up with last year. So I'm really excited to share that report with you. I don't have an exact launch date yet. I'm thinking it will be sometime in mid to late February for the full public release. For those that participated in the survey, who are going to get early access, my hope is that you will get that by the end of this month, but we will see. It's definitely a big undertaking to design it and make it look good, put it all together. But I really think you're going to like what we have come up with. This week, wanted to talk to you about your followers on social media. I've made several comments in the past about how I don't really subscribe to this sort of thought and notion that like marketing for the legal industry is like super special and you have to treat lawyers differently because their marketing is so unique. It's not, you guys, it's not. Like the same marketing tactics and strategies and principles that work for other industries work for the legal industry just as well, if not better, right? All about word of mouth, top of mind awareness, all of that works for the legal industry. All right. You are not special in that regard. However, the one asterisk that I will put on that is your social media following. All right. It's different for us as a marketing company because of how we market, the topics that we cover, and so many different aspects of our messaging. Our following does matter, all right? Because, we're building that authority in that sort of arena. For a law firm, doesn't necessarily equate, right? Because of the subject matter specifically and the things that you are serving people with. And so what I mean by that is, people will be totally fine following Spotlight Branding on Instagram or TikTok, shameless plug, because of the content that we're creating. We're doing fun stuff. We're having a good time. We're educating, but we're also entertaining. All right. As a marketing company, we need to do that. The food industry needs to do that. Fashion industry needs to do that. Other service industries need to do that. Legal is different in that regard because your subject matter is very serious oftentimes. It's not something, especially if you're a bankruptcy attorney, maybe a family law attorney, even like estate planning, personal injury, all that kind of stuff. Like a lot more people are going to be hesitant to openly follow and engage with that content. They're still going to be there. And you can see that, you can see that in the reach and the impressions that you get. But the engagement and the follower growth might not be there, right? And you may be thinking of law firms out there that have hundreds of thousands of followers. And it's one of two reasons. One, it's because they went viral for something, or two, they bought them and they're not real, right? That's going to be the case for the majority of law firms out there. So, don't get discouraged if your followers, your likes, your comments, your shares are not comparable to other small businesses in other industries, because you can't reasonably expect that. You're covering and educating on very sensitive, very private matters, and people may not want to openly tell the world that they are going through that. They may not want people to get the wrong impression by engaging with your content, because there's still a big misconception, I think, in the world where people think that all law firms are the same, right? They don't necessarily see the niche. They may think, oh, all law firms are the same. It doesn't matter if you're a personal injury firm. They may think you handle traffic cases too, and you might, but people will just go and seek out a law firm, just based on the name, because most law firms don't have their niche in their name. There's some do. I think I see it a lot more in family law more than anything, but most law firms, it's just the name of the attorneys, or the whatever branding that you've come up with. We have several clients who do that, and that's fine, totally in support of that. But a lot of people aren't going to necessarily take that next step to understand the niche. And that's where your marketing comes into play, and your messaging and explaining what it is you do and how you help. But for the law firms that I've seen that don't do that, I think there's still a big misconception for people who just think that law firms do everything. And so because of that, even if you're putting out great material, you're educating your audience, and you're doing all of the right things, people still may not openly engage with it. All right. They may not follow because they don't, there's still this paranoia that everything that people are going to see them follow you and associate, and they think they're going to have something going on with their life. And maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. Doesn't matter. All right. Those are what we call vanity metrics anyway. They're just, the bigger they are, the better you feel about yourself. Problems that we all have. Right. So you a lot of times I see a lot of law firms get caught up in all of this, and they lose sight of the real success behind their social media strategy. And that's the reach, that's the impressions that they get, and it's the consistency of posting and how many people that, see their messaging. We had a goal this year of reaching 3 million people, having 3 million impressions with our content. We have like 3 months left to go in the year segment that we set for the goal. As of this recording, we're, I think, like 20,000 impressions away from hitting that 3 million goal. And that's great, because that's where we're creating that top of mind awareness. We're creating that consistent expectation. And look, we've gained a ton of followers from it. We, thousands of followers across our social media platforms over the course of the last year. But for us, it's a little bit more important. For you as a law firm owner, providing a service that is often very personal, very serious, very private, that's not going to result in a huge audience unless you buy a bunch of fake followers, and you don't need to do that. Right? People are looking for the content that you are putting out. They're not judging you based on, oh, this law firm only has 13 followers, they suck. No, they are going to look to see if you're the right person for the job. And if you're posting consistently, you're educating, and you're doing all the right things with your content and your messaging, that's where the success from your social media is going to come. You can still reach people. You can still make those impressions, drive that traffic to your website. And that's how your social media is going to be effective. So hope that clears some things up. I know that that's a big concern for a lot of people. It's thunderstorming right now. I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but it is thunderstorming here in Charlotte this morning. And so just, keep that in mind with your social media content. It's not going to be about the followers and the engagement for you. It's going to be about consistently posting educational, informational content, driving people to your website, staying top of mind. So, really excited for the rest of what 2023 is going to have. Thank you so much for continuing to listen. The downloads, we had, I think, like 35,000 downloads across our two shows over the last year, which is absolutely incredible. We're hoping to get more this year, hoping to grow the audience. Please tell your lawyer friends about the show, how helpful it's been for you. And if you would like me to address any topics around your law firm's marketing, please reach out. I'm happy to chat with you and would love to hear your feedback on what kinds of things that you're interested in. And that's going to do it for this week. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.